You see the little box, click got it rather than leave meeting, obviously. And now we've got it going.
Move out of the way.
Also, if you're on a laptop, please do go up to the top right corner and go to full screen so you see the whole screen. And before we fully get going, is there any questions from anybody before we start? Before I mute everyone. Going once, going twice. All right, so I'm going to mute everyone.
You okay?
Okay. So now again, I'm just going to say it one more time. This is the setup that you want to have. This is the ideal setup. A chair turned like this, second chair turned like this, and a third seat here behind it so you can see your camera and you are able to go this side, do all the exercises over here, then going over to this side, do them all here, and then when we do our turning around exercises or rotations and whatnot, you'll feel like you're safe inside of this little frame. So it can be pretty wide apart, and then we'll go from there. Now sitting, the edge of your chair comfortably, starting on your breathing. So I don't know how many of you have a mindfulness practice, but what I like pointing out is that you're getting many layers of work done with your sitting practice. So you're not just wasting time here. Sometimes people are like sitting here going, come on, let's go, let's go. But what's important is that one, you're clearing the content, clearing the debris, the cobwebs of activity in the mind. You're also creating or sort of recognizing the central channel, tip top of head, straight down through the body in the middle, through the perineum, the floor of the pelvis. That central line, you take the time to create it. So remember, a lot of times we're slouching or we're doing something that ain't just right. So a little tilt forward in your pelvis, a little drop of the chin and opening and lengthening of the back of the neck. And this feeling as if, it's a Tai Chi principle, as if a string is tied to the tip top of your head and it's just ever so gently drawing up. And if you can actually find that, it's a pretty powerful gesture because it lengthens and creates space, and it almost makes you feel like you're floating, right? You're floating rather than collapsing into your body. So find that central channel. And then the breathing in the nose, long and full, opening the interior spaces. Exhale, long, smooth, empty. Holding that empty. When you're ready again, inhale long, smooth, and full. Filling up, saturating the system. Long, smooth, and empty. And again, when you're ready, long, smooth, and full. Holding. Long, smooth, and empty. And holding. So just continue. Notice anywhere that you're active in your body that's unnecessary. A lot of times it's the jaw or the neck, shoulder, trapezius muscles there, or somewhere in your stomach or back, you're grabbing, or somewhere through your arms, grabbing. See if you can let go. Final 5 or 6 breaths here. Just make each one count. Long, full inhale through the nose, exhaling out nose or mouth. Ideally too, we can feel our nervous system settling, relaxing, relieving. Let's begin our first movement. Slide hands forward, drop the head, round the back. So we start every class with this because we're just loosening up the whole body. Slide the hands back, pull the elbows behind you, shoulder blades back, lift the head, lift the chin. 2 more. Sliding hands forward, rounding. Hold that rounded position. Notice you want to wiggle the shoulder blades or the head and neck or rib cage. Just kind of get a barnacle loosened up. And then when you're ready, exhale, sliding hands back, elbows back. Lifting the gaze. Just hold there. Little wiggle, little movement. And 1 more, just like it. And sliding hands back. After you finish this final arch, then settle to the middle. And let's do our rotation. Slide left hand forward. Right hand back, rotation, turn the head, look over the shoulder. Slide left hand back, right hand forward, turning, look over the shoulder. Sliding and turning, rotating, look over the shoulder. And again, do that again to your left. Final time each side. And back to middle. Arms hang. Soft lean to the right. Softly back to middle. Soft lean. This helps us get rid of our upper body grabbing, holding, top heaviness. When we feel that our root is down here on the chair and this upper half is loose. It's light. In Tai Chi and Qigong, they talk about Kong or empty. Empty the chest. Empty space. And a lot of what we're cultivating in the Taoist arts, they really emphasize is space. So we're opening up spaces within. Let's find the middle. And let's do our shoulder blade circles. Forward and up. Back and down. Continue. Right? By now, those of you that have been coming a while, you know these exercises. So then you can start getting into the polishing, the getting more thorough. Each round is more effective at squeezing out tension and cultivating space. So eventually we're just moving this body, sliding the joints around the tissues over the lubricant, the fluid. Our body is a very fluid entity, but a lot of times we don't experience it like that. We don't actually slide around on our pathways. Let's go the other way. Back and up, forward and down. Just get that nice, loose, easy, flowing movement. Joints and tissue no longer fighting each other or inhibiting each other, but getting out of the way of each other, going with the flow of the liquid body. And back to middle. And our last one of the shoulder blades is right, then left, then right, then left. And again, if this one's awkward for you, you have these videos. So ideally through the week, you would, look at the video, maybe watch up close, try to figure out what I'm doing. And we go a little more in detail in the Friday class as well. Let's go the other way, forward with the shoulder blades. And remember, this idea of daily practice makes a difference. Daily, sometimes twice a day, finding time for body care. And release. Bend the elbows, bring the hands up, elbows out and up as high as they want to go. And just hold there. And notice Think of it like you're squeezing a certain little space inside the chest, shoulders, upper back, and then back down. And then in and around to the middle and squeeze here. So we're just like a sponge, just squeezing out where we're stuck. Let's do one more of those. Out and up. And notice when you're up here, you can do something like I'm doing. You kind of wiggle in. You can pull one arm a little back, other arm a little twist. Oh, maybe a little head movement. And then let the elbows down and around. Squeeze here. You might find it feels good to do a little sort of back wiggle. Loosen up some tension there. And elbows pull behind you, straight back. Squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other. And drop the elbows. Elbows go forward. Elbows go up. Hands down the back. So as far in this direction as you can. If all you get to is here, fine. If here, fine. But just over time, you might find you can open up this pathway. Let's do one more of these. Elbows back, hold. Again, little wiggles, little movements that feel good to you, squeezing out your little nooks and crannies. And then once more, forward, maybe up. Same thing here, a little side lean, a little movement of the neck. And release down. Legs, chamber, push, chamber, return, chamber, push, chamber, return, chamber, push. Goal here is to get it all the way complete, pulled in, all the way complete, extend, all the way back, down. One more of each. Again, this series, the reason we do it every time is it just hits all the important bases. Last one, put the leg out, point, flex. And this is something we're getting done in 15 minutes, right? 15 minutes of class. You can do this every day. Invert, evert. I'm sure you can find 15 minutes to sit in a chair, breathe. Let's go ahead and circle the foot. You know, breathe. Do some spinal movement, shoulder blade movement. Let's go the other way, circles. All right, so this is like minimum practice. Let's go ahead and set that down, switch legs, point and flex. But think about your minimum daily practice, minimum effective dose of body check-in and self-care. Let's go in and out with the foot. While you're having your morning coffee, doing this, let's go ahead and circle. And circle the other way. And down. And the last one of this series, the swivel steps. So I'm going to move my chair here. Legs close together. Lift left ball of foot. Turn that leg so it's knee and toes turn out. Then the heel goes out, the knee comes in. Toe goes out, knee goes out. Now we're even more open. Heel out, knee in. Toe out, knee out. That should be about maximum. Walk it in. Internal. Heel comes in, external. Internal. And back. Two more. Swivel steps out. Hold. Swivel steps in. There. One more. Free, loose, easy. Eventually, that's how you can feel with these, where you're not working, you're just oozing through these movements. Other leg. Turn out. 2, 3, 4. Hold. And in. 2, 3, 4. Middle. Out. 2, 3, 4. And hold. Remember the movements from the hip. One more. 1, 2, 3. From the hip. 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. And middle. Finally, forward folds, hands on your legs, hinge, and fold deeply at the hip crease. And then sit back up. And then lean back a little bit. And sit up. 2 more. Fold, deep hip crease. And up. And lean. And up. 1 more. Back. Up. And then we'll finish with same forward folds, but wide stance. And an important one here is arms. Fingers on the inside, heels of the hands on the knees or thereabouts, and legs wide. And you fold the hips right through the groin area here. Fold, drop the hips between legs, torso between arms. And then sit upright. Then your arms turn to neutral as you lean back. And then you sit upright again. Arms turn to that dragon position. Fold. And sit upright. Arms turn to neutral. Last one. Upright. Leaning back last time. And we are vertical. Legs back, neutral. Close this first module or first aspect of practice. Hands settle right at belly button height. So that's our joint mobilization, body sort of titrating and orienting and getting everything tied together, connected, networked. And now take it up a level. So slide your feet back a little bit. Fold. Head going forward. That's what helps your butt get off the chair. And then push and rise to standing. Push through the earth. Disappear the hips back. Hips go back. Head and shoulders forward. Then sink your butt. Find the chair with the butt. And sit back to vertical. So I'll turn sideways again. So first, this is all effortless, effortless, effortless. Get to here. That's stage 1. Stage 2 is a little effort forward. This comes off the chair, then push, and everything launches skyward. Butt goes back. So the knees haven't bent yet. So I've created this whole shape change without any bend to the knees. Then the sink of the butt is why the knees bend. And that's what keeps our knees protected from major crunching and all of that, right? Fold. Stay folded. Head goes a little forward, butt comes off chair. Then you just push straight through the earth. Now, 3 more where you don't sit in the chair. You just send the butt back and sink it. And then you pause and push through the earth and rise back to standing. 3 more. Sink, arms loose. Push through the earth, rise. Our middle is down here. So we can be loose and empty in the upper body as long as we're attending to our middle. And let's make that the last one. All righty. So now the setup. Chairs on either side. Have your right hand on your chair. And let's shift into our left leg. Empty the right leg, lift the right heel, lift to the right tippy toes, and just lift that foot up. Set that foot down, toe, heel, and then shift, change the weight. So you feel the weight go to the right leg, then go left heel lift, get to the tippy toe, lift. So we got our hand on our chair so we can really be very supported here, and we're trying to free up. We're trying to break a certain limitation here, or a certain binding. Set that foot down, shift. So now we've got our weight over in the left leg. We're emptying it. We're getting to the tip of the toes, and then we're lifting, and we're focusing on this standing leg, having a good relationship with that standing leg, getting this leg to separate and feel loose and light. You see how light mine is? I can wiggle it, I can move it because it's empty. I set it down, I keep it empty, shift. This other one being empty, go heel, then get to the tippy toes, rise. Loose hip, from the hip here, loose. Down, keep it empty when it lands. That's another important piece, so that it's on the ground, but it's empty, you see? Then it's change. This leg now empty can peel up, lift up. Stays empty as it lands again. So that's the other piece. We don't want to and fall into it. Land it empty, change. One more each side. Lift, hold it. Lower it slow, land it. Whole foot's on the ground, including the heel. Shift. Empty, lift. Land it. Shift. Now just do a few shifts here where it's kind of like you're walking in place. Walk. 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 Can you do this hands free? Walk. Walk. Can you add to this when you shift into the right leg, right hand reaches further down, left hand floats up a little. And then change. 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 Sorry, my screen just left here, sorry. So change, change, like you're walking in place. This is left, right, yin, yang. Separate yin and yang. Add the circles, left, right, wheel. Left hand forward, right hand up behind, and then switch. So this is one we've been doing in both classes. Change, change, change. All right, I'm going to turn sideways so you can see. Change, change. I'm in that side, and then I'm in the other side. Change, change. Getting the wheels loosened up in the body. Reverse, change, change. Backward circle. Left, right, wheel, forward and back. Followed by left, right, pressing palm. So now the hand that's up high presses straight down as the right hand floats up. And then the right hand presses as the left hand floats up. And then press. Press. And notice I'm changing leg. Changing leg. So I'm breaking this congealed state by all the way pressing, all the way rising, all the way changing. And then all the way press, rise, and change. Continue. Some of you will notice you'll sort of like do these exercises sort of in the middle area where you're not quite making the full change. That's fine, but know that you want to, over time, soften to the completion. And then soften to the completion. All the way to the completion. All the way. One more of each. Left, right, pressing, palm. Press. And then press that other side down. And let's go into our walking exercises. Okay, so again, right hand on chair, empty inside foot or right foot, and just put the heel out in front. I'll turn sideways so you can see that relationship. Just a comfortable, easy relationship. The weight's in the back leg, front foot is empty. Now just let your body weight shift into the front leg, back foot becomes empty. Check your emptiness by doing this little waggle. You're on the tip of the toe. Can you move lightly in the foot? And then shift back. Check the front. Can you just softly waggle the front leg because it's so empty that it's just empty? And then shift, get to the empty. Shift to other side, or back rather. Shift, empty. Continue. This is level 1. So level 1 is a good time to take your hands off the chair if you feel somewhat comfortable with this. If you don't, hand on chair is fine. Back and forward. And now remember meditation position. Crown, central channel, straight down through, relaxed. Teacup sitting on top of your head, and you're just carrying that teacup. So when you shift, your center line stays sort of like it's floating in space, like when you're meditating, and you're just changing leg to leg. Let's go to level 2. So level 2, let's repeat this lift. Hand on chair, empty the hip to lift the leg straight. So if I turn sideways, you see there's no bend in my knee. It's just a hip hinge, and then I touch my heel down. Hip hinge, heel touch down. Hip hinge, heel down. How's your teacup when you hip hinge? Down. Now shift into your right leg. Pause there, get that empty. Now just bend the knee, bring the heel to the butt, and then touch the toe right back where it was. Right? So I am not lifting my knee up like this, right, Ronald? I'm not doing that right now. That's the next level. This. Like a flamingo. Touch down. Important thing is, I'm not doing this either. I'm not going up and holding on for dear life and then landing and slamming my weight back into it. I've already emptied this back foot and it stays empty up and down. So if you're putting weight back in that foot, that's not exactly what we're looking for. It's training the wrong thing. It's training, throw yourself into this side and then slam back into that other side instead of establish and then move the empty foot. That's what you want to focus on. Now, let's put the flow together. Shift back into your back foot. Empty that hip. Lift. Lower. Shift. Back foot. Heel to butt. Toe touch down softly. Shift. Hip hinge. Land the heel. Shift. So we're discerning. We're being clean, clear, and precise with each of these little phases that eventually can flow like water. But if you never define them, then it's just one big sort of mess versus empty, empty, shift and change weight. This empty, stays empty, shift. 2 more. Level 2. And this exercise can feel sort of rudimentary or something, right? But if you master these techniques and take them with you, they carry you everywhere you need to go. Now, level 3, so hand on chair, let's do this lift. So now, not only hip hinge, but bend the knee and lift it up like we did at the beginning. And then land that heel down softly. Do that twice more. So hip hinge and knee bend, lift, lower, lift, and lower. Now, shift into your right leg. This back foot, now we do not only bring the heel to the butt, but bring the knee up and forward and up. Then we reach that toe back, but it's important. Don't fall into that foot. Again, lift and reach back. And lift and reach back. Now flowing. Shift back. Lift, lower it empty, shift forward. Back knee comes up, reach the toe back without any weight in it, shift back. Lift, lower, shift. Lift, and reach back, and shift back. Shift. Last one, up, reach back, and shift, and step your right foot back to your left foot. Let's change side. So you can do a little side step to get over here. And inside foot empty. So that should be your left foot in front. Heel touching, that little waggle. Level 1, shift. Check with the waggle. Shift, check. Once you get to the point where you know it's empty without needing to even waggle it, then this just flows, flow. But get that discerned feeling rather than being sort of stuck half in and half out of each leg. That's called double weighted, and that causes all kinds of problems. And that's a dangerous state to be in when you're walking. Whereas when you empty and full and you separate those two, that's a much safer way to walk. Even though it feels a little more dangerous in the beginning. Level 2, empty that hip, lift and lower just a couple of times, get that flow. Empty hip, float leg, and shift. Back foot. Remember, we're not lifting the knee up, we're just bending the knee, heel to the butt, touch the toe down. Heel to the butt, toe down. Heel, toe down. Heel, toe down. Now flowing. Shift back, lift, lower, shift. Heel to butt, toe down, shift back. How's the teacup doing? Again, hand on chair for those of you that are having problems with it, right? Keep your hand on the chair the whole time. Just slide it along. Lift, lower, shift back, slide it back. Lift, lower, shift. Lift, lower, shift. Now level 3, a couple times just the lift of the knee up. Heel touch down. 2 more. Knee up. Heel touch. Remember, it's empty the whole way up and the whole way down. Then we shift. Back leg, same idea. Empty the whole way up. Empty the whole way back, stays empty. So we just bring it up again. Reach it back again. 1 more. And back. Now, shift back. Lift. Lower. Shift forward. Lift. Lower and back. Shift back. Lift. Lower. Shift. Lift. Back. 2 more. Lift, empty. Lower, empty. Shift, check the teacup. Lift. Reach. Shift back. Lift. Down. 1 more. And back. Side step once across over to your chair. Inside foot in front. Now, this is taking that 1 step further. So shift into your right leg, left foot empty, swing it forward so the heel touches, and shift forward 1 more time. Back foot empty. And then we go back. Shift back, wait for it, swing the leg back, toe touch, shift back. Empty. Shift, swing, shift. Shift back, swing back, toe touch, shift back. Shift without stepping, step without shifting, shift without stepping. Shift back, step with no weight in it, shift back. Shift, step, shift. So this is the one most like just walking through the store or down the street where you're just changing, swinging the foot, changing, swinging foot back, changing. 1 more. But it's that feeling of loose, having the limb loose, right? So it can swing easily. Now let's go level 2, hand on chair as needed. Lift, lower, shift. Now there's a small obstacle right in front of your foot. You got to pick the foot up and over, set the heel down, and then shift. Lift, lower, shift back. The foot has to come up in front, the knee bends so the foot tucks, and then reach the toe back, shift back. Hip hinge, down, shift, small obstacle, up and over, shift. Heel to butt, toe to the floor, shift back, up, tuck, reach, shift back. Little hinge, lower, shift. This one can eventually flow really nicely. So it feels kind of like wheels, right? So you're kind of going shift, and then you're wheeling that leg back. Shift. I'm going to turn sideways once so you can see what I mean. So it's shift, and there's this kind of wheel of the foot. Shift. Heel. Toe down. Same thing, wheel. Right, it's got kind of a rolling quality to its movement. Now let's go level 3. So this inside leg, right leg, lift, lower the heel, shift. Now we do that wheel idea, except just maximize. Heel to butt, knee up, foot forward as it starts to go down. Shift forward. And then this inside leg, heel to butt and bring the knee up, and then that's it. We stop there. Now we go back, reach the toe back, empty, shift. We just maximize this movement. Hip hinge, knee up, tuck and reach the toe behind, shift back, and then we do again, knee up, down, shift, maximize it, heel, knee, foot, down to the heel, shift, knee comes up, reach it back, shift, reverse cycle the leg, shift back. Teacup. Just check that teacup. Try to make all these movements happen while you're just balancing this teacup right on the top of your head. And the only way you can really accomplish that is by relaxing through the legs. Last one. Relaxed, loose. Upper body loose. Legs. All right. Move to the side. Other side. Inside leg out in front, heel softly touching, level 1. In. Swing that foot forward, touch the heel. Shift. Keep the toe down, sorry. Shift back, swing back, shift. Shift, swing, shift. Shift back, you wait until it's empty. Once it's empty, then it swings very easily, right? Easy. And then shift. Shift, swing, shift. So if you're trying to swing the leg too early, notice that. That's a tendency. We get ahead of ourselves. They say that happens with Parkinson's even more, or it's at least more noticeable that we're trying to do the next move before we're even done with the first move. So that's meditation. Let this be a meditation. Let's go to level 2. Lift, lower, shift. Small obstacle, heel, foot comes up and over, heel, and then shift. Back foot, heel to butt, toe back down, shift back. Make that little small step over obstacle, shift back. We go lift, lower, shift. Small obstacle, shift. Lift, lower, shift back. Small obstacle, shift back. So those of you feeling like, okay, you're pretty good at this, then start paying attention to how soft are you? How relaxed are you? How aligned is your central channel? Is your skull aligned such that everything is just falling easily away from the crown? Let's go to level 3. Up, down, shift. Then this is just exaggerated or maximized. Heel to butt, knee up, foot forward, down, shift. Knee up, reach the foot back, shift, up, knee, tuck, reach, shift back, up, back. So it's so important. It's one of the more difficult things to do is look at the fact that we're not here to just collect exercises, meaning, well, we've already done this one. Let's do another one and another one, and another one, because that's not getting to the depth. That's not actually using this tool. This is a tool to create the change that the body and nervous system need. So if you find your mind bored or thinking, we've already done this, there are layers and layers and layers to getting this to feel fluid and loose and easy, right? So think like that when you're practicing Tai Chi, Qigong, and all the stuff you'll ever do with me, right? Because it's not just going to be a collection of more and more and more and more and more. It's going to be depth. Last one. Because there's a polishing process. You got to think of it like polishing and a development of a relationship with your body. All right. So now, Shogun. Hands come down. Sidestepping. Move over to this side here. Now, empty your left leg. So you're full in the right leg. Step the left foot out. Whole foot on the ground. Did you put weight into it? Meaning, did you go over, or are you somewhere halfway? Or could you stay in the right and step that left all the way out and then bring it back in? All the way out. Bring it back in. If I turn sideways, you can see my whole foot is on the ground. I'm not pointing my foot and doing something like that. I'm sunk, I'm relaxed, and then I'm just out, in, out, in, out. Check your teacup, check your shoulders loose. Now the next time left foot is out, stay out, change. Change back. Feet stay magnetically glued. The whole foot stays on the ground. So you have to buy the real estate from the spaces within, the hips, the tissue layers, the joints of the knees. So it's like an accordion. That's one of my teachers would always say with the leg. Accordion sort of compress into this leg. And then as you go accordion into the other leg, this one like opens like an accordion, segmented. That's actually how the muscles are built in the body with these little connection hooks. So we go lengthening, this one closing, and then now stay here. Bring right foot in, back out, in, back out a few times. Still we're accordion compressed in this leg rather than locked stiffly like so. We're gently sunk, right? Not forcing painful knee bend by any means, right? Last one, bring that right foot in, keep it in. Now as close as you can be together with your feet so that we find this internal mechanism here of change your weight to your right leg, change your weight to your left leg without picking the heel up off the ground. Change the weight, accordion closing on the right, lengthening and opening on the left, or at least just opening spacious wise. Change, right? So you can barely see it in my body how I'm accomplishing it, but I am accomplishing empty, and then a change, empty, right? So that mechanism, interior, inside here. Now, the next time you have your weight in the right, leave it there, side step, change. Now let's just do our side walks. Right foot in, change. Left foot out, change. You got your chairs there as you need them, right? So even though I don't have my hands on my chairs, you know they are there for you, right? So don't, I'm getting here so you can see clearer. You have your chairs, use them to keep you safe, please, right? Accordion, feel those two opposite accordion positions. One takes the weight, the other empty, shift. Now change directions, in, out, shift, in, shift, out, shift. And eventually this change of weight can become sort of instantaneous. When everything's through, it's just through, step. This takes a little longer because there's time to go, but this one is just through, right? It's all the way through. Change, step, change, step, change. Let's go back and forth one final time. Change. See if you can find this space in here where it's almost like you're just floating the whole time. And these legs are just like little spring-loaded supports, hydraulic supports. Teacup still balanced. Switch directions when you get to the end. Loose, 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 loose. All right. Shogun. Moment of settled, still, nothing. Quiet mind. Mind not up here, but down here. Not stuck, but returning. Stay there, just a couple more moments. Now our rotational exercises. Turn and face this way to start. So be in the middle of your chairs, right in the center. Empty the right leg. Right foot turns out. Shift, turn the body, bring the left foot to match. So now you should do a quarter turn right. Change the weight into the left leg again. Right foot should be empty again. Right foot turns out without any body weight in it, just sets up. And then you shift into it, turn the body and bring the left foot to match. Change your weight into your left. Again, turn the right foot out. Change your weight and realign. Empty the right leg, turn it out. Change the weight and turn. Let's go around again. Right foot turn out, empty. And then this whole thing happens in a smooth shift, turn, left foot comes to match. Check your teacup. So right foot turns out, and then it's teacup bouncing on top of the head as you come around. Turn right foot out. Accordion into that right leg as you shift. Bring the left foot around, keeping it empty. And then again, shift and turn, and bring it around. Other direction, left foot's empty, turns out, stays empty, and then all in one smooth change. Empty that left foot again, turn it out, smooth change. Empty left foot, turn out, smooth. Empty left foot, turn out, smooth. Around again. Now, once you're back facing forward, we're going to go right leg. Turn it out first just to feel that, and then turn it back to middle, and instead now turn it in, pigeon toe. Shift into that right leg and bring the left foot to match. So now we should have quarter turned a little bit to the left. Do it again. Empty the right foot, pigeon toe. So you internally rotate the leg, the feet should pigeon toe in, and then shift and realign, reorient. Now you're another quarter turn. Pigeon toe that right leg and realign. Pigeon toe right leg, shift and realign. Around again, pigeon toe, shift and turn. There is less room to turn in than there is to turn out. So that's why it'll take maybe an extra foot position or two to get you around, but we still need to cultivate this internal direction. Next time you're facing forward, then switch. Go left foot pigeon, quarter turn right. Left foot pigeon toe, quarter turn. Go around twice. How's your teacup? How are your arms and shoulders? Are you grabbing on or can you let go? All right, how's the jaw? Are you clenching? Are you grabbing and gripping and holding, or are you letting the fluid matrix of the body be your vehicle? Once you face forward again, now watch me do one round. Right foot turns out. Now this is the key. I've shifted, I've turned just like before, but then I bring this left foot into the pigeon toe position, and then I shift onto it, and now I can rotate and face 180 degrees away from where I started in just 2 foot movements. Then I do that again, right foot turns out. As I shift and turn, left foot's empty so that I have time to pigeon toe, and then I shift, and now I'm back to my starting position in 2 more foot moves. Let's do that together. Right foot turns out, carry around the teacup, then left foot pigeon, shift and reorient, and you should be about 180 away from where you started. Right foot turns out again, shift, get well established on the right foot, turn the body, keep turning the body, and then turn the left leg, pigeon toe, and re-square. Twice more at your own rhythm. An addition to this is pay attention to your gaze. Rather than gazing at the floor, maybe you need to do that in the beginning, but over time you want to gaze up and see the space around you. So you're getting a 360-degree panoramic exploration of your space. And eventually, as this becomes a smooth gesture, this is like a martial art movement. This is a very athletic and useful move to be able to keep an eye on what's going on around us, like a samurai swordsman checking all the attackers, right? Now, after you finish that one, then go the other way. Left foot turn out. Shift, turn, pigeon. Shift, turn, pigeon. Turn out. Check your teacup, check your relaxation. Can you use the liquid matrix as your vehicle or as your mode of power? Like you had a hybrid body, which we do. We have a hybrid body that can be on electric or gas, right? We have a hybrid that can be on tension and rigidity or on liquid, fluid, known as hydraulics. And also sort of like pneumatics, pressure, filling in spaces. So 3 times around. Eventually, those of you who feel more and more comfortable with this, it can eventually just be like a constant whirling. But if you do that too soon, then you find yourself getting dizzy or off balance and that kind of thing. And we're back to neutral. Shogun. And as you have your hands here, just think for a moment. Just kind of go over in your mind, what are the principles that we are uncovering with this series that we're doing? And those principles are what you keep practicing when we're done with class and you go into your kitchen and you're going to go over to your refrigerator and you get the tea bag and you know what I mean? It's all those moments of shift and rotate and turn and keeping your center. So that's where we're uncovering principles with these practices. That's the ideal, at least. So now, push one of your chairs aside so you have more room, and turn one of your chairs like so. So it's like that, and you can be facing it like this if you want, so you can see me and also have that chair. I'm going to face this way so that you guys can see me. So hands on the chair to start. From here, weight goes in the right leg, left foot steps behind, toe touches gently. Press the heel down, but stay in your front leg, your right leg. So don't go back into that leg when you press the heel. Stay in the right leg and press the heel. You get a little hip flexor stretch and a little calf and Achilles stretch, and then release that, step parallel. Shift. Right foot goes behind, toe touch. Stay in your left leg as you press, and then release, parallel. Change, step, press, release, parallel. Behind, press, release, parallel. Keep doing that. Option. If you're feeling somewhat balanced, hands on the belly, toe, press, release, parallel. Shift, toe, press, release, parallel. Shift, toe, press, release, parallel. Shift. Last couple, one addition is as I bring that foot behind and I press, I look over that shoulder. I turn my head. That creates a ringing out through the body. And back. Step. As you press the heel, you turn a little bit. All that could be too much for you. Please don't force it. But just know that as you get good at level 1, there's a level 2. As you get good at level 2, there's a level 3. Just little additions. And have a practice daily, twice daily. Right, if you can. And shogun. And we talked about this on the Friday class, but the idea of, if you can, spend an entire day sometimes, if you can buy that day, and just do all self-care stuff. Do a bunch of mobilization, Tai Chi, walking, take a nap, get up again. It's like a personal retreat. If you can buy that time for yourself, if you can take the time and carve out a day a month for a retreat, or twice a month, something like that, to just really dip into the well. All righty. Thank you, everybody. Taoist bow. Here, here, there. Thank you so much. Get a comfortable seat, and we have just a couple minutes for discussion.